Jesse and everyone that loved my husband so well.
Erika Kirk Humiliated is trending. Bad mom is in the comments. And now the internet claims Charlie Kirk's parents just went nuclear and filed for custody of the kids. If that sounds like daytime soap energy, remember, this is the conservative movement, not cable TV. And yet the plot lines keep writing themselves. Before we dive in, quick reminder, this video is commentary and opinion based on public discussion and online reporting, not a court document or a legal verdict. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, including Erika Kirk. Alright, let's break down more brutal facts about why many viewers think Erika Kirk humiliated after Charlie's parents file for custody of the kids and expose Erika Kirk as a bad mom is not just a dramatic title, but a storyline that keeps getting darker. The custody bomb no one expected from the online narrative. Charlie Kirk's parents, Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk, are no longer just grieving grandparents posting polite statements. Commentators claim Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk have quietly shifted into full protect mode and moved to file for custody of the kids, painting the move as an attempt to protect the children from Erika Kirk, not to punish Erika Kirk. In that framing, the headline Erika Kirk humiliated after Charlie's parents file for custody of the kids suddenly sounds less like clickbait and more like a direct challenge to Erika Kirk as a mom. Critics online argue that this supposed custody move is step one in a strategy to expose Erika Kirk as a bad mom in the public eye, show emotional instability, show risky choices, show weird public behavior, then tell a judge the kids are safer with Charlie Kirk's parents than with Erika Kirk. Whether that story is accurate or not, the idea of Charlie Kirk's parents versus Erika Kirk instantly has viewers glued to every new detail. If that custody bomb felt shocking, next fact is where the bad mom narrative really starts to take shape. The collapse statement that flipped into a weapon according to commentary. Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk released a public statement describing an emotional and physical collapse for Erika Kirk, talking about faith, exhaustion, and the heavy weight of grief. At first read, the statement sounded compassionate. Please pray for Erika. The pain is overwhelming. Sweet, right? Online analysts, though, saw a second layer. In that interpretation, Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk quietly built a public record that Erika Kirk is overwhelmed, unstable, and not functioning at full capacity. That kind of wording looks very tender on the surface, but in a custody fight, that same wording becomes Exhibit A for the argument that Erika Kirk is not in a place to make the best decisions for the kids. Supportive statement on paper, tactical framing in practice. And if that felt strategic, wait until you see how the internet says Erika Kirk is replacing Charlie Kirk in next fact. No one can replace my husband, except maybe this 1-1 interview clip plays on a constant loop in this story. In that clip, Erika Kirk insists that no one could ever replace Charlie Kirk as a husband. Strong line, big applause. Then in the very next breath, Erika Kirk says that Erika Kirk sees Charlie Kirk and JD Vance, and even calls JD Vance Vice President JD Vance in front of a national audience. For viewers, that moment felt like the mask slipping. Commenters claim Charlie Kirk's parents looked at that clip and saw a roadmap. Use the kids, use the last name, align Erika Kirk with another ambitious figure like JD Vance, and build a new power couple on top of Charlie Kirk's grave. In that theory, the kids become props in a future JD Vance storyline, and that is exactly what Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk want to stop. If the JD Vance moment made things uncomfortable, next fact is where the bad mom accusations really get teeth. From no kid photos to kids in the script for years, fans noticed that Charlie Kirk kept the kids off camera. No pregnancy photos for Erika Kirk, no clear images of the kids, just a wall of privacy around the family. In interviews, Erika Kirk has mentioned kidnapping threats and security concerns as part of the reason for that privacy. Now, fast forward to the post-tragedy era. Critics point out that Erika Kirk often brings the kids into emotional interview moments, telling stories about explaining Charlie Kirk's death, describing work trips with Jesus, and guiding the kids to talk to Charlie Kirk by looking up at the sky. For supporters of Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk, that shift looks like a red flag. Once the strongest protector of the kids is gone, the kids suddenly become part of the public narrative. That is exactly the kind of thing that fuels the claim that Charlie Kirk's parents want custody to keep those kids out of the spotlight. But if the kids are becoming part of the script, next fact is why people say Erika Kirk's whole image flipped overnight. The Adam Sandler comment and the full glam widow in older content. Erika Kirk joked that Erika Kirk looked like Adam Sandler 90% of the time, dressing casual and not caring much about glam. Then Charlie Kirk was killed. And suddenly, viewers see a very different vibe. Critics see Erika Kirk in full glam, with flawless hair and makeup, sheer dresses, big stages, dramatic lighting, and a never-ending schedule of speeches, awards, and interviews. For a lot of viewers, that energy does not match the timeline. 2 weeks after a brutal loss, most people imagine a grieving mom in sweats on the couch with the kids. Instead, the narrative describes a CEO sprinting through media hits while a support system could easily run TPUSA without Erika Kirk for a while. That is why some commenters claim Erika Kirk humiliated herself in mom credibility terms long before any custody paperwork showed up, and if the glam tour felt off. Next fact is where the conspiracy charts come out and the flight paths start flying. The jet overlaps and the Shadow Network online sleuths claim flight data reveals 2 aircraft, often described as Egyptian or Air Force Gulfstream jets with tags Sub-T and Su-Ben-D, overlapping with Erika Kirk's documented locations over 60 times between 2022 and September 2025. Commentators say those overlaps match Erika Kirk more often than Charlie Kirk, which fuels a theory that Erika Kirk, not just Charlie Kirk, has been the person of interest for powerful networks. Add in old photos that internet researchers link to circles around Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, and suddenly the phrase hidden connections becomes the favorite phrase on X and TikTok. None of this has been confirmed in a court, but in the court of public opinion, that pattern makes Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk look less like paranoid grandparents and more like grandparents staring at a network around Erika Kirk that Charlie Kirk's parents do not recognize and do not trust. Planes in the sky are one thing, but the next fact is where everything comes back to the house, the kids, and who gets to raise them. From grieving grandparents to full-on guardians, from the outside, it looks like Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk started out as exactly what you would expect after a public tragedy. Quiet, stunned, grieving grandparents who wanted nothing more than to protect what was left of their son's world. In the early days, the public mostly saw soft phrases and polite statements, the kind of language that sounded prayerful and private. But as time went on, online commentators say that grief seemed to morph into something sharper, more deliberate. Every new interview from Erika Kirk, every clip where the kids were mentioned, every glamorous appearance while the dust was still settling around Charlie Kirk's death started to feel, in the eyes of some viewers, like pressure building behind a dam. In that narrative, Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk watched all of it from the sideline. The quick CEO transition, the big stages, the emotional speeches, and the way the children began to appear more often in the public story. Slowly, the image of heartbroken grandparents began to overlap with rumors that Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk were quietly talking to lawyers, asking hard questions, and preparing to step in, not as spectators, but as protectors. By the time the internet started using phrases like custody battle and exposed as a bad mom, the emotional roles in the story had flipped. Instead of Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk standing in the background while Erika Kirk carried the public narrative, a new picture formed. Grandparents in full guardian mode, convinced, at least in the online storyline, that stepping forward was the only way to shield the kids from a life of cameras, political chess, and high-stakes alliances that Charlie Kirk might never have wanted for his children. In that version of events, filing for custody is not a petty swipe at a daughter-in-law, but a last resort move from 2 people who believe the kids are being pulled into something much bigger than a normal grieving family. Whether that interpretation is accurate or not is exactly what no one outside the legal process can really know. There is no public verdict declaring Erika Kirk an unfit parent, and all of this remains commentary and speculation. But in the narrative the internet has built, from grieving grandparents to full-on guardians, is the moment when Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk stop being silent symbols of loss and become active players in the fight over who gets to shape not just Charlie Kirk's legacy, but the everyday life of the children Charlie Kirk left behind. But if all of this sounds like a done deal, the next fact is where the internet hype meets a very important reality check. What is rumor? What is narrative? What is actually confirmed right now? Most of what viewers know about Charlie Kirk's parents' file for custody and Erika Kirk exposed as a bad mom comes from commentary, speculation, and partial statements, not from public court dockets and final judgments. Some details come from paraphrased statements, some from anonymous insiders, some from flight tracking threads, and some from heavily edited clips. That mix is exactly why this story travels so fast, and exactly why viewers need to stay skeptical. The only things that can truly confirm whether Erika Kirk is a bad mom in a legal sense are official investigations, court rulings, and documented evidence, not just viral threads. Until that happens, all anyone has is a mixture of concern, pattern spotting, and a lot of emotionally charged narrative built around Erika Kirk, Robert Kirk, Catherine Kirk, and the kids caught in the middle. So if the facts are messy and the rumors are loud, fact number 9 is the question that really matters in this entire saga. Is this about a bad mom or about control over Charlie Kirk's legacy? Underneath every headline about Erika Kirk humiliated and Charlie Kirk's parents expose Erika Kirk as a bad mom, another deeper question keeps bubbling up. Who controls the future of Charlie Kirk's story? Control over the kids means control over the most emotional part of that legacy. Control over TPUSA means control over the political and financial machine Charlie Kirk built. If commentators are right, Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk believe Erika Kirk is steering that legacy into a world of image making, new alliances, and risky networks. Meanwhile, supporters of Erika Kirk argue that Erika Kirk is simply trying to keep Charlie Kirk's mission alive while carrying a brutal amount of grief and pressure. Either way, this custody narrative is not just about parenting skills. This is also about who gets to speak for Charlie Kirk's life, memory, and movement in the long run. And that leads straight into the next fact, which might be the most uncomfortable one of all. The kids are the only part that is not a game behind every viral clip of Erika Kirk, every silent photo of Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk, and every headline about custody and humiliation. 2 kids are growing up without Charlie Kirk. For those kids, the question is not who won the YouTube narrative. The real question is who will protect those kids, keep those kids out of political theater, and keep those kids from becoming props in the next storyline. If a custody battle moves forward, courts will not weigh fan theories. Courts will look at day-to-day reality, stability, safety, emotional health, and consistency. If that process pulls more receipts into the light, that process might clear Erika Kirk, or that process might confirm the worst fears of Charlie Kirk's parents. Until then, the only honest position is curiosity with a heavy dose of skepticism toward Erika Kirk, toward Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk, and toward every channel, including this one, building narratives around this family. So what do you think? Is Erika Kirk humiliated after Charlie's parents file for custody of her kids? A fair description of a real shift in power, or just a dramatic internet tagline built on half-confirmed stories? Drop your take in the comments. Do you think Robert Kirk and Catherine Kirk are heroic grandparents protecting the kids, or overstepping into Erika Kirk's life? And do you think this battle is really about Erika Kirk as a mom, or about who controls the Charlie Kirk legacy? If you enjoy deep dive breakdowns where politics, celebrity, and family drama collide, hit like, smash subscribe, and turn on that bell so you do not miss the next chapter in this wild saga.